The IKEA Expedit line was discontinued and replaced with a newer and cheaper series named after a small Swedish municipality, Kallax. In this video, I'll be comparing some of the new Kallax inserts with the older Expedit versions. IKEA recently had a sale and I needed to get more inserts, so I went out and purchased a surprisingly cheap set of drawer and door inserts, which barely cost more than a cloth box. So let's get to business. Here are the drawer inserts side by side. Left is Kallax, right is Expedit. One of the first things you'll notice is the thickness of the exterior box. The old one had a thick particle board shell, for lack of a better word. The new one uses thin sheets of MDF fiberboard. One benefit of this for IKEA is that the sides no longer need to be finished. You know, they're always looking to reduce production costs. The use of the thin sheets means that if you like to reconfigure your shelving unit from time to time, you'll continue to do irreparable damage to your shelves because the new design basically requires you to screw in the inserts. The MDF sheets themselves are quite rigid, though it looks to be held together by a small sheet of vinyl wrap. The wrap is fairly resistant to scratches, though it looks like it may become a weak point if it becomes brittle when it ages. Here's a look at the individual drawers. There's a slight difference in the metal drawer sliders with one extra notch cut out. You'll notice an extra set of holes on the drawer sides so that one piece of machinery can be used to make both sides of the drawer. On the back side, you'll see the main difference. The new drawer is slightly wider due to the gain space by using the thin MDF shell. The old drawer had an internal width of just about 10 inches, with the new drawer just under 11 inches. The old drawer has a gray finish and rounded tops. You can see it's a little bumpy where it's covering up the particle board bits. Kallax is no longer rounded and now has a plain white wrap that looks awfully familiar to the MDF shell wrap. Shadows on the white make the bumpiness more noticeable than on the gray. Here's a look at just the two outer shells. The old one can stand on its own and even has a bottom brace for structural integrity. The new one just kind of flops around. Here's a close-up of the MDF sheets and vinyl wrap and the cutting of the fold lines. The drawer sliders are held in place by fancy rivets. Only the front sections are reinforced with 2 layers of MDF, and this is only because this is where you need to screw in the insert into your shelf. Installation is pretty straightforward. All you need to do is fold along the lines and insert. It comes with a little plastic guide to show you how far to insert before screwing it into place. Without the screws in place, you can see the siding is wobbly with only one drawer in place. With 2, it's sturdy enough that I won't use the screws at all. One thing I noticed is that when you load the drawers and close them, the whole unit has a tendency to shift back into the shelf. Because of the drawer width gained from using a thinner shell, the drawers are incompatible with the older Expedit version. Here's the old Expedit shell. Assembly was required. The old version looks clunky in comparison, but is infinitely more sturdy. The heavier weight of the shell prevents the entire unit from shifting into the shelf when you close loaded drawers. The old drawer included rubber bumpers to help prevent the drawers from slamming shut. They're still included with the new version, but they're essentially useless. Barely half of it would even touch, and it would only be on the extreme edge of the drawer face. So the drawer is usable without fixing in place. How about the door insert? Here's the old Expedit door. You can reconfigure it as much as you like. Here I have it opening to the right. Just by taking the unit out and reinserting it upside down, I can have it open to the left. No damage done at all. Not so lucky with the Kallax door insert. In order to attach the door, the hinge must be affixed to the inside and screwed directly into the shelf. This is not something I want to do, so I'm going to return these. The door is slightly different with the hinge mounting hole slightly closer to the edge, making up for the difference in the thickness of the exterior shell. One last interesting thing to note is that in the old versions, the drawers were flat white while the doors were glossy. In the new versions, the doors are flat white and the drawers are glossy. So there it is. IKEA saved money by using less wood, and sure, the savings are passed on to you, but in the end, I'd rather pay more for something that I can reuse without damaging my shelf. As always, thank you for watching, and let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below.